Welcome back to another edition of What's in the Box. So what have we got this time? Well, a number of you will know that actually I'm a bit of a board game fan as well. And this is from 2023 and Ravensburger brought us this Lord of the Rings adventure book. Let's take a look. So I thought I'd feature this as well because whilst I know it doesn't relate to cereal, it does tie in with one of my other hobbies that I've featured on this channel, which is sort of war games, models and fantasy board games. So I particularly like the Lord of the Rings saga. This one I saw last year actually in Waterstones, and I saw it's by Ravensburger, which reminded me of a video I'd seen on Meeple Village by Annabelle. So big shout out to Annabelle for this one. She started me off on this, where she was reviewing The Princess Bride, which is an all-time classic film. And I have actually since bought the game. But anyway, on the front you see you've got Gandalf there and the Hobbits, obviously making their way to Mount Doom as they leave the Shire. And then on the back you've got an image of the 7 characters that you actually get within this set. The book as well, which actually follow the adventures and all the various cards. And you'll see this one cost me £39.99 from Waterstones. I particularly wanted it because I thought there was some figures there that I could paint, which would be quite nice. So opening up the box, we have a very simple rule book because there's only 8 pages on this one, which is really simple and straightforward. And that's one of the things I like on this. This is a really easy to pick up game. I mean, it says here playtime is 20 minutes per chapter, age 10 plus, 1 to 4 players. Here's the book where you get a chapter for each of the sort of journeys as you go through various places in Middle Earth. And you'll see it starts off talking about the actual setting up of the game, some of the rules that you need for the game. Here's the actual game board itself. And then you've got various challenges to complete down the side here, where if you complete those, then you're able to draw additional cards, or in the case of this last one, you actually complete that chapter and then you'd move on to the next one. We then get the actual characters. So these are them. I've now actually painted them. You'll see that on the back of the packet they were single colours, so in this case green or white, but I decided that actually I wanted to paint all of them. So here's Aragorn. We've got Gimli. Which one's this? Frodo. That's Pippin, I think. Oh no, there's Pippin. The apple. What else do you get? You get a reference card of how to play the game itself. Then we've got various cards in here as well. So it's very straightforward actually. You've got these various icons here denote some of the things. These are the sort of cards that you need to actually complete various quests. If you actually are lucky enough to draw a ring card and actually have to play it during the game, then you have to move a ring counter, which is somewhere around here, there we go, along the journey to Mount Doom. And if you get to the very end, then you've actually lost. So those are the cards. And then in this bag we have, what have we got? Oops. We've got plot cards. So these relate to each chapter. Now what I really like about this game is the fact that actually you don't need any dice, and the actual outcome of whichever card you draw is determined by the actual plot card for that chapter. So there's I think there's 15 cards here. They're all numbered. You basically shuffle them up so you get the random nature of it. Then you draw the card, and in this case it's number 11. If you're on the first chapter, you then refer down to whatever the actual chapter is telling you. So in this case it's move either Black Rider 2 spaces, and then that obviously determines how the game actually progresses. So it's a nice way of doing it. You've got 8 chapters, and I suppose what it does do is it means you can actually replay it several times, which is quite nice. And one of the other things you get was various tokens as well. So you get other characters in addition to the plastic figures that you get, with people like Gandalf, and then you get the Black Riders. There's various things like the Golem and Orc and Goblins. And also you get wound counters and web counters and things like that. So again, more to place on the board and things to either pick up or get applied to you as you go through the game itself. And then the other part to the game is these special cards that you can draw when you actually complete one of the challenges. So a Great Eagle, so move each character miniature up to 1 space each. You've got Bilbo's Journal. During the draw phase, you can choose 2 cards from the discard pile instead of drawing from the story deck. So I don't propose to do a walkthrough of it, but I think it's fair to say it's very simple and straightforward to pick up. I personally got this, I think, mainly for the fact that actually I could paint the miniatures. They're not their most detailed ones, but they're still quite fun. And I do think that actually once you've painted them, they do start to really bring more out in the game itself. Now, I've managed to actually complete this whole game relatively quickly. I mean, it says 20 minutes per chapter. I think I probably managed to knock through it much quicker than that. But it was also quite straightforward to do it without actually using the ring cards. But it is nice that you can play this either with single players or multiple players. And yeah, it's a different type of game. It's worth trying out. I like it. I'm going to give the Princess Bride game a try next and see how that compares to Annabelle's experience. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So what are the 3 things that I like about this game? Well, firstly, it's really simple, and you can get new gamers or young gamers into this straight away without really too much hassle. So I think that's a real plus. Second, I like the way that the sort of random element is done. Rather than using dice, you know, where you always get the wrong number, you do actually have these card draws. So it does mean it sort of takes away some of the random nature of it. Third, it's really compact in terms of the playing area. I like the fact that the actual book itself has all the setup instructions and you can just play it by just opening the book up. So that's a real plus for me. And so what didn't I like? Well, there's not really much replayability for this one. I think it was a bit too easy. I mean, you know, 20 to 30 minutes per chapter feels quite light. I know I said it was good for the new gamers, but you actually know what happens at the end of the last chapter. So I'm not really sure I'd go back and play this much more, maybe once more, but then that'll be it. And the second thing I'm not really too keen about, it's a nice idea, was the ring tracker, which progresses to Mount Doom. You know, that really should bring about a sense of sort of urgency and, you know, almost like tension, but it just didn't happen. I found that I could avoid having to have the ring penalty cards. So I think there's a way that needs to be sort of beefed up a little bit more. The idea is good though. Thirdly, and probably this is one of the important ones for me as well, there's no way of really developing the characters. I like the fact that, you know, as you progress through games, you can enhance their skills, get extra weapons and so forth. You don't really get that with this game. So overall, I do like it. It was fun. It's a theme that I really like as well. And I'm glad I played it, but I think it's probably not going to last the test of time in terms of my collection. But I think for new gamers, absolutely perfect. So yeah, I hope you found this video interesting. And if you like board games or models or anything like that, then please subscribe to this channel. Also do it if you like serial items too. And thank you for watching.